The ultimate goal is freedom. Welcome to the game of life, where the ultimate goal is freedom. The problem? It is a losing game. The game is rigged, and the custodians of the game board of life are not setting you up to win. The dimming light of humanity. The light is going out in most humans' eyes. They have lost the bounce in their step, and their life force is fading. You don't need to look far to see the lack of smiles and the exhaustion most display just trying to keep up. The future's looking grim, and everyone is starting to catch on. For the awakened, we've known for a long time that things were about to change. You may have known, and you may have even urged those around you to pay attention. But unfortunately, most did not listen. We as a society missed our opportunity to turn the ship around. The moment in time came that we could have stood up and said, "No more?" But as a whole, we did not. And thus, our destiny was concreted. Most decided, they chose, to believe things were going to get better and labeled those in the know as being out to lunch. Fast forward a few years, and it was one giant "I told you so." 2020 was a turning point. As the world was focused on the plandemic, the stage was set for the Great Reset. The world as we know it is gone, and it is never coming back. What is to come in the years ahead of us is a dismantling of all that once built your foundation of safety and security. Who you were and what was normal will burn to the ground. In its place will rise the new dystopia, the new normal where gender doesn't exist, labor is worthless, and no one knows anything as history is redacted. As the future is appearing before us, denial is no longer a strategy one can play as it has been eliminated. The truth is now in front of us. The world is headed in an ugly direction. The game of life is rigged for you to lose. The system does not want you to win. It is not setting you up for success. It is setting you up for future control and lack of freedom, options, and choices. It is setting you up to be dependent on the system. Freedom. Freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. It refers to the state of being free from oppressive restrictions imposed. It also encompasses the idea of personal autonomy, self-determination, and the ability to make choices that shape one's life. It is a losing game. Soon, almost everyone will fail at the game of life because they have designed it that way, and for decades have been herding us like sheep in a dangerous direction, the direction of dependency. We're doomed on many fronts. Society is cracked, and the West will surely fall first as its foundations have the largest cracks. People aren't thriving, they are merely surviving. Many live paycheck to paycheck, locked inside the rat race or what I like to call the hamster wheel of life, going round and round, trading their years for dollars, yet never getting ahead and simply burning the candle at both ends just trying to keep up, depleting themselves of all their life force until they are shells of who they once were. Surely you know you were not born to have to earn the right to live, to have to spend all your days working to pay into a system that you never agreed to and then die never having accomplished or seen your dreams come to life? No, of course not. As you learned in Volume 1 Soul Game, your soul has a purpose, you have a purpose, and it is not to be sucked up and spat out by the system. You do not exist for the system and life to drain you dry. But how do you free yourself from this trap? You must play the game of life. To do so, it's important to first understand that we all already live within a system. Yes, a system. You now have the opportunity to wake up to the knowledge that there is a system in place that is not operating to your advantage. Once you understand the system and how to hack the game, you can free yourself from it. The system determines how we play the game. It buffers us from the real world and from arenas that are out of our control when we are manifesting our dream lives. Your soul game. This isn't me just making up a concept to help you form a different perspective in life. There is a definite system in place. Some aspects of it include everything from the education system to the mass media. This system is not necessarily setting you up for personal achievement and success. The only way to achieve that success is to learn the system and learn how to hack the game. If we're looking at life as a game, we need to know the real-life systems in which it is being played. You cannot escape the system entirely, but you can learn to hack the game. Think of hacking the game as finding ways to thrive within the constraints of the system, much like beating the matrix. It's about discovering freedom within a system that often feels confining and restrictive. You can find freedom inside the caged system that holds so many hostage. Hacking the system, or hacking the game of life, refers to strategies and insights that help us break free from the monotonous 9-to-5 routine or any other aspect of life that makes you feel trapped or like a work slave. Essentially, it's about learning the rules of the system so well that you can find and leverage opportunities to live more freely and successfully on your terms. In order to craft your winning strategy, you must know how everything around you operates. If you're looking at life as a game, you need to know the real-life systems in which it is being played. You need to understand the system to hack it. You need to understand the rules of the system to look for intelligent ways to work within it. You can't get ahead of something you can't see or understand. Even once you learn to break out of the system's conditioning, you need to understand that it is still controlling everyone else so you can develop your winning strategy for success. As you learn to look at life as a game, you'll learn that knowing the system is part of the proper instruction manual for winning at your game. Why is now the time to change how you're doing things and step out of the system? Because if you think things have changed a lot, get ready. Everything you ever knew as normal is about to change in the years to come. It has only just begun. As a society, we have become extremely lost. Once we got lost, the system had us in place and kept us lost. Many have lost their purpose, lost their connection to who they are and why they are here, and there's a risk of losing more in the years to come. This is why the time to change and adapt is now.